Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for July 18th to the 24th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, I have to be honest with you, this is the second time I've recorded this reading, and I'm curious if the same interesting energy is going to come through, but basically, the last time I did this reading, I ended up just talking so much that I felt like it wasn't organized enough for posting. But basically, it really feels like you're moving into the space of this week, needing to pursue what you desire, and at the same time releasing how it's going to unfold. So it's like this idea of going for something and imagining the possibilities, but releasing the how and the timing of how it happens, like sort of just doing what you feel guided to do without anticipating an outcome, but at the same time, always imagining the possibilities in a very open way, releasing the limits, not trying to sort of see how it happens, like releasing the attachment to the outcome, but by going for it with the fullness of your desire and your imagination. Let's see if the same messages will come through this time. I spent like 8 or 9 minutes trying to say that. Oh, interesting. Roots of Abundance is coming out. Let's check the bottom of the deck as well. The Rose's Kiss. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay. So that Roots of Abundance card, we'll start with this one, is the idea of sort of examining what it is that you hold when it comes to your ideas around abundance. Do you hold an energy that is rooted in limits and scarcity, or do you hold an internal narrative that says anything is possible and there is an infinite amount of everything available to me in this universe because it's all energy? It's all energy, and energy can take any form at any time. And so there's this interesting idea of examining what are your internal beliefs about abundance and about this universe. Is there enough? Are you enough? The Rose's Kiss is an interesting card to also come out because this is sort of this idea here. Oops, dropping things here. In this card, the Rose's Kiss, you're sort of being guided to engage with your senses, okay? And to remember that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And part of that human experience is understanding your surroundings through your senses. And by following the joy and experiencing pleasure and enjoyment through your experience with your senses. So this is very interesting. It's sort of guiding me to say the same message as your last reading, which is pursue your desires, right? Pursue your desires. Enjoy the sensation that you receive from taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, and really take it all in. Use the fullness of your imagination to sort of experience all of these senses and see where you really experience joy. This is an invitation to get out of the head and back into the body, right? But at the same time, to understand what is the internal narrative running through your head. Like, it's very interesting reading so far. It does really match with the last one that I didn't end up posting, but it's this idea of examining your internal beliefs, right, about abundance, and then how does that impact how you experience your joy through your senses, and what is this idea of sort of using your imagination to understand what your real desires are and then actually experiencing them. You know what I mean? And to create a connection between those two things so that you're not you're not sort of missing out on experiencing this beautiful, abundant reality that we live in. And that it's very interesting to sort of consider how these two things interact, how your internal beliefs about abundance impact your level of joy and pleasure that you experience. There is a connection here, and you're being guided to understand that connection deeper this week, Aries. So let's put our little men away, and we'll grab the tarot cards and see what else we can understand about this connection for you this week. For Aries. Yeah, see, you're feeling triggered. You're feeling triggered by something that, maybe felt like something wasn't enough, or some competition led to a loss. You felt like you didn't belong. You felt like you were left out in the cold. And now there's a part of you that's kind of pissed about it. Yeah, your ideas around abundance need a check here. 10 of Pentacles in reverse can be a time where we're overly focused on the material. There's the 2 of Cups. This is very interesting. And the 4 of Wands in reverse. So it's like you're being guided towards this moment of clarity where you see that it's not just about experiencing abundance in the material world as far as money and resources go, but there's also this abundance in your ability to experience joy. I almost feel like there's a part of you that is saying, I'm never going to be happy again, or I'm never going to feel satisfied. And that's such a powerful statement and correspondence to be sending out to the universe, because if you're equating satisfaction and pleasure and joy just solely with financial gain and luxury and status, then there is something missing here. There is something missing in your narrative about joy, because I feel like there's almost this need to sort of examine things by looking honestly at a situation. It may, for some of you, involve a relationship, but for some of you, this is really a time where it's almost like by focusing solely on financial gain, you're feeling limited. And there is some aspect here that is connecting in almost a need to be more grateful, a need to focus on gratitude, a need to sort of release any limited narratives that you're feeling. This could be a time where you've recently had a separation or a conflict that left you feeling like you will never feel happy again. And there's the Tower, where I almost feel like you need to accept the truth that you see around you about something specific. This is very interesting. It's sort of leading you to a new beginning, but it's going to involve a shift in the mindset, right? There's that Page. This could be a time where you're feeling like you can't be vulnerable. There's the Knight on the bottom of the deck now, Knight of Cups, where you're feeling like your vulnerabilities are not a strength, and that you could be in a time where you're sort of questioning things in a way where you're coming up feeling limited. You're coming up feeling self-doubt. You're feeling like you're never going to be happy. Like I can't shake that in my mind. It sounds like you're saying I'm never going to feel satisfied. This is never going to work out for me. It's a very limited perspective about life, and it's almost like you're denying your true essence. And I think that's why those cards are coming out for you, that start using your senses to discover where you feel joy, through touch, through smell, through connection with others, through being vulnerable, through releasing limited beliefs about yourself, and by sort of letting the walls crash down around you and starting over. There is a new beginning that is necessary here. And it feels like that is something that you must believe you are worthy of in order for it to sort of come through into the material world. There is a stalemate here. There's a fear of the unknown. There is this idea that chaos brings in conflict, but chaos can also move you towards big, big changes here. And it's almost like that's what you're being guided towards. It's very interesting. That Page of Swords, I'm staring at him thinking to myself, what are you talking about with people? And how can you shift that? Because it's almost as if the energy around you is so restless and wanting new things and wanting to pursue something new. And it's like, are you doing that? Or are you sort of just talking about doing that and not doing that? It's very interesting. There does seem to be an overemphasis being placed on money and wealth. And that is creating, there's almost this negative relationship between you and money right now. And it could be because of this limited perspective around opportunity that you feel. And it's like you're thinking, well, the past looked like this, so I guess that's all there is, right? There seems to be a need for finding inspiration again, finding inspiration again and being open to it when you receive it through your senses. This is very interesting. It almost feels like there is a need to completely surrender to the senses, to surrender to joy, to allow yourself to feel that joy, and to know that at the end of it all, your inner narrative will determine your experience. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. Let's see here, Aries, to close your reading. Healthy communication in relationships. Yeah, a heart-to-heart discussion, a clear, assertive communication will help you understand and be understood. Bottom of the deck is a life-changing epiphany or experience. Yeah, something big is shifting or has shifted. And it's creating a life lesson here for you to sort of re-examine things from a very different perspective and to release these feelings that you don't belong and that it's never enough. There is a need here to sort of just stop and say, I'm grateful for where I'm at right now. And I'm going to stop and smell the roses and appreciate that I can experience joy and happiness and satisfaction from within. I feel like you're looking to the external world for happiness when really you have to find that for yourself. Does that make sense? Aries, this is fascinating. Both of your readings, the one I didn't upload and this one, have just been really, really, really interesting food for thought. Lots of interesting things to consider here. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this has resonated for you. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. Sending you so much love and light. Take care. Have a great week, Aries.